Welcome, eternal transfer. Chosen ones, lean in with your spirit because what is happening right now is not coincidence. It is divine orchestration. You did not stumble onto this message. You were led here by a higher hand, guided into this exact moment with precision only heaven could design. Chosen one, the atmosphere around your life has shifted. You are standing at the threshold of a supernatural financial breakthrough, a divine transfer that has been forming in the unseen and is now pressing into your reality. There is a reason your spirit feels stirred, a reason your heart feels both heavy and expectant. This is what it feels like when heaven signals. Now, just as it is written in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, the vision may have seemed delayed, but it rushes toward fulfillment in its appointed time. And chosen one, that appointed time is opening over you right now. This moment is not merely an introduction, it is an activation, a prophetic summons calling you out of delay and into destiny. As you hear these words, let your faith rise, let your expectation awaken, and let your spirit prepare. Chosen one, heaven is moving. The divine transfer is already in motion. Chosen ones, as we step deeper into this message, I want you to breathe slowly and let your spirit open. Because what is rising inside you right now is not emotion, it is recognition. Something in you already knows that heaven has been moving pieces in the background, arranging paths, shifting atmospheres, and preparing a divine transfer that your mind may not yet fully grasp. Chosen one, you have felt this stirring for weeks, maybe months, that quiet pressure, that holy restlessness, that sense that something is about to break open, not around you, but for you to. And hear me, you are not imagining it. You are discerning it. Chosen one. Heaven is intervening in ways you cannot see but can deeply feel. I know this pattern because I lived it. There were seasons in my life where everything felt both fragile and significant at the same time, where doors closed without warning, where people drifted away, where plans dissolved. And I felt suspended between the familiar and the unknown. I used to fear those moments, but now I recognize them instantly. They are spiritual contractions, signs that heaven is preparing a delivery and chosen one. You are in that delivery room now. Something sacred is forming. Something long promised is nearing its unveiling. Don't mistake the tension you feel. Heaven only presses this strongly when the breakthrough is close. You may feel caught between who you were and who you are becoming, but that tension is the signature of divine timing. It is the feeling of stepping into a chapter your spirit was always destined to write. This is why the old patterns no longer fit. This is why your spirit rejects environments you once tolerated. This is why your peace is becoming more selective. This is why your intuition has sharpened dramatically. You are being prepared for a supernatural elevation. Chosen one, the financial breakthrough, the opportunity, the restoration, the divine transfer. It is not drifting toward you slowly, it is accelerating. And heaven often accelerates not with noise, but with subtle alignment. Look at your recent days, the odd coincidences, the recurring numbers, the new ideas, the sudden clarity, the sense that invisible hands are guiding you. These are prophetic breadcrumbs, guiding you toward what was written with your name on it. You've wondered why certain doors refuse to open despite your effort. But chosen one, closed doors are protection, not punishment. When heaven is preparing to release something specific into your hands, it will not allow you to settle into places that cannot sustain your blessing. I've been there, praying for God to maintain things He was intentionally dismantling, asking Him to bless situations that were beneath my calling. And every time, when I finally surrendered, I saw the truth heaven was not removing. Heaven was replacing. Chosen one, like that is what's happening to you right now. The divine transfer you're approaching is not simply about money or increase. It is about alignment, aligning you with purpose, with identity, with influence, with divine order. Heaven does not bless chaos. Heaven blesses clarity. And everything in your recent journey has been pushing you toward clarity. Clarity about who you are, what you carry, and where you are going. You may not realize it yet, but you have been in a season of spiritual preparation. Your faith has been stretched, your patience tested, your discernment sharpened, your endurance proven, and chosen one. Heaven always rewards the faithful. Always. Just as the book of Esther shows how a hidden season prepares a chosen vessel for a moment of divine appointment. Your hiddenness has been preparing you for visibility. Your quiet prayers have been preparing you for loud evidence. Your private battles have been preparing you for public breakthrough. Chosen one. You are not stepping into blessing blindly. You are stepping into it prepared. And now heaven is leaning toward you. The weight you feel is not pressure, it is promise. The shift you sense is not uncertainty, it is your spirit recognizing that something written long ago is beginning to unfold. In the next segment, Chosen One, we are going even deeper into the exact spiritual signs that prove your divine transfer has already begun, and why your spirit has been awakening with such intensity in this season. Chosen Ones, as we move into this next revelation, I want you to listen with both your heart and your history, because Chosen One, the signs that heaven is intervening in your story have already been appearing, not loudly, but consistently. And whether you realized it or not, your spirit has been responding to them. You've been waking up differently, thinking differently, seeing differently, not because life changed, but because you did. Chosen One. Heaven always shifts you internally before it shifts anything externally. This is why, lately, you've been feeling a quiet pull, a sense that something deeper is happening inside you. You can't explain it in words, but it feels like a spiritual gravitational force drawing you into alignment. That's not imagination. That's divine timing. I remember a season when I felt the same thing. Everything around me looked ordinary. Same routine, same responsibilities, but inside, something felt unfamiliar. It was as if my spirit was whispering, "Get ready." I didn't know why at the time, but looking back now, I understand heaven was rearranging me for what it was preparing to release. Chosen One. That same rearranging is happening inside you. You've probably noticed these signs, a sudden disinterest in things you used to enjoy, a quiet conviction that certain people or environments no longer fit your spirit, a hunger for clarity, truth, and purpose, a deeper sensitivity to energy, intentions, and spiritual atmospheres, a feeling that you're standing on the edge of something, even if you can't name it. These are not personality changes. They are prophetic indicators. Heaven is aligning your spirit with what is coming next. Chosen One. When heaven prepares a divine transfer, whether financial, relational, spiritual, or positional, it always begins with a shift in your inner world. God doesn't place new blessings into old wineskins. He transforms the vessel first. That feeling of outgrowing who you used to be, that spiritual maturity rising, that sense that your tolerance has changed, that's discernment activating, that desire to step higher even if you don't know how, that's destiny calling. And the most powerful indicator of all is this: the familiar no longer feels like home. Chosen One. Heaven is untethering you, loosening your attachment to what was, so you can embrace what will be. This is why certain relationships have faded, why certain opportunities fell away, why certain desires have shifted. It's not rejection, it's redirection. You're not losing anything, you're being moved. Think of the story of Abraham. For God revealed the promise, he first stirred a restlessness, a push, a pull, a calling to leave the familiar and step into the unseen. Heaven works the same way with every chosen vessel. The longing you feel for something greater is not ambition. It is prophecy awakening. Chosen One, Bifimium. Here is the deeper truth. The divine transfer has already begun internally. Your spirit always receives what your life will soon reflect. I've experienced seasons where my inner world transformed long before my circumstances did. At the time, it felt strange, almost like my reality hadn't caught up to my spirit. But eventually, everything shifted to match the growth happening within me. That is how heaven operates. It prepares your inner posture to carry what your hands will soon hold. In Chosen One, heaven is preparing you to hold something weighty. This is why your dreams have been sharper. This is why your intuition has been louder. This is why your faith has been tested. This is why your patience has been stretched. You are not being weakened. You are being strengthened. But hear this, the inner awakening's only the beginning. The next stage, the one you are now entering, is the stage where heaven begins to rearrange your outer world to match your inner transformation. This is where divine connections appear. This is where provision flows. This is where opportunities unfold without force. This is where what once resisted you begins to recognize you. Chosen One, heaven is about to shift what surrounds you because it has already shifted what is within you. In the next segment, we will walk into this exact transition, how heaven moves from inner awakening to outer alignment, and the unmistakable signs that your supernatural breakthrough is drawing near. Chosen Ones, now that your spirit has begun to awaken, we step into the next stage, the stage where heaven starts rearranging what surrounds you. Chosen One. This is the part of the journey most people misunderstand, because it rarely looks like blessing at first. It often looks like disruption, separation, endings, or uncomfortable shifts. But hear me clearly when heaven is preparing to elevate you. It disrupts anything that cannot rise with you. Before divine alignment comes divine interruption. Chosen One. Think about your recent weeks or months. Didn't you notice how certain connections suddenly loosened? How environments that once felt familiar now feel draining? How conversations that used to energize you now feel misaligned? These aren't coincidences. They are divine edits. Heaven is curating your surroundings with the same precision a gardener uses when pruning a tree, removing what steals life, making room for new growth. I've lived through this myself. There was a season when everything around me seemed to collapse at once. Opportunities closed. Relationships shifted. Routines felt hollow. I thought I was losing everything, but I later learned heaven wasn't stripping me. Heaven was positioning me. What felt like collapse was actually clearance. What looked like loss was preparation for a level I wasn't ready to carry. Looking back, every ending was a divine doorway. Chosen One. That is exactly where you are now. Heaven is removing distractions so you can recognize direction. Heaven is closing old cycles so your new season can begin. Heaven is removing noise so you can hear instruction. Heaven is shifting your circle so you can step into your calling. These adjustments may feel uncomfortable, but they are not random. They are necessary. Just like David experienced a shaking before the throne, and Joseph experienced separation before elevation. Every chosen vessel undergoes divine restructuring before receiving divine transfer. Chosen One, you are not being pushed down, you are being pushed into place. And here's the key, heaven aligns environments before it releases elevation. This is why certain opportunities felt delayed, not because you weren't ready, but because the environment wasn't ready to receive you. Heaven doesn't place a chosen one into soil that cannot sustain their purpose. So if something fell apart recently, trust this truth: it fell apart because it couldn't carry what's coming next. Chosen One, look at the signs in your life. You feel a pull away from old places. You sense a shift in who you trust. You notice new connections appearing out of nowhere. You feel a strange clarity about what no longer belongs in your future. You've stopped chasing what doesn't feel aligned. These are indicators of divine alignment. I've experienced moments where people left my life without explanation. It hurt. It felt personal. But later, when heaven unveiled the next chapter, I realized why they couldn't stay. Their presence would have limited my growth. Their mindsets would have challenged my peace. Their alignment didn't match my assignment. And chosen one, it's the same for you. Elevation requires separation. Breakthrough requires boundaries. Divine transfer requires divine positioning. And right now, heaven is moving the pieces that surround your life with a precision that defies coincidence. Everything that is leaving is clearing space. Everything that is changing is aligning purpose. Everything that is shifting is preparing the stage. Chosen one part. You are stepping into the part of the journey where external evidence begins to catch up with internal awakening. You may already feel it. Opportunities feel closer. Favor feels near. Clarity comes faster. Peace feels heavier. And your spirit senses that God is up to something big. You are not mistaken. You are discerning correctly. And chosen one. The next stage is where the movement becomes undeniable, when heaven begins revealing open doors, divine connections, supernatural provision, and the unmistakable signs that your divine transfer is not just approaching, it is activating. In the next segment, we will walk into this transition, how heaven begins unveiling these external signs, and how to recognize the moment when prophecy begins turning into proof. Chosen ones. Now we enter the stage where heaven begins to reveal what it has been preparing for you. Chosen one. This is the moment where prophecy stops sounding distant and begins to feel personal, tangible, undeniable. This is the phase where you start to see glimpses of what has been promised, like light leaking through a door that's about to swing open. Heaven always sends signs before it sends manifestation. Chosen one. If you've noticed unusual alignments, repetitive confirmations, or moments that feel too precise to be coincidence, that's not your imagination. That is heaven speaking in a language deeper than words. I remember a time when everything around me felt strangely synchronized. I would think of something, and within days, sometimes hours, heaven would mirror it through a conversation, a message, a number, or a divine encounter. At first, I brushed it off, but eventually, I realized heaven was signaling movement. You, chosen one, are starting to experience those signals now. Pay attention to what's been happening. Conversations that answer questions you never voiced out loud. Thoughts that turn into confirmations in unexpected places. Numbers or symbols that keep reappearing, carrying spiritual meaning. People showing up at the exact moment you needed clarity or reassurance. Sudden peace in situations that previously caused anxiety. These are not accidents. They are heavenly fingerprints. This is how heaven tells a chosen one. The transfer has begun. Chosen one. When the divine transfer approaches, your discernment sharpens. You begin noticing truths you once overlooked. You sense intentions behind people's words before they reveal themselves. You feel guided toward the right decisions without knowing how you know. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual maturity, forged through seasons of waiting, refining and stretching. But there is another sign, one that almost every chosen vessel experiences. Your spirit becomes more sensitive to energy around you. The places that once felt comfortable begin to feel heavy. The relationships you once called familiar begin to feel misaligned. Activities you once enjoyed begin to feel draining. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is prophetic awareness. It means heaven is tuning your spiritual frequency so you can identify the divine connections and avoid the distractions. When heaven prepares to elevate you, it protects you by sharpening your perception. And chosen one. Perhaps the most powerful sign is this: things that once required striving now begin to unfold with ease. Pay attention. Doors begin opening without force. People reach out to you unexpectedly. Opportunities begin aligning. The right resources find you. Solutions appear before you even ask. This is what it looks like when heaven escorts you into a new season. I lived through this shift. There was a time when everything I wanted required so much effort, pushing, proving, striving, hoping things would finally work. But when the divine timing arrived, it felt like a current carried me. What took years began unfolding in days. Conversations aligned. Ideas blossomed effortlessly. Favor appeared in places I never expected. That's when I learned a truth I've never forgotten. When it's time, heaven doesn't need your force, just your yes. Chosen one. The ease you're starting to feel is not laziness or coincidence. It is alignment. It is the evidence that heaven is moving you, not the other way around. The weight you once carried is lifting because heaven is taking over the heavy part of the journey. But don't misunderstand the ease. It's not the absence of challenge. It's the presence of divine assistance. You are not moving alone. You're being guided. And this leads us to a deeper prophetic truth. When heaven prepares to release your breakthrough, your authority increases. You speak differently. You walk differently. You expect differently. The enemy that once intimidated you can no longer shake you. Discouragement loses its power. Fear loses its grip. You begin to feel grounded, anchored, strengthened, not by circumstance, but by revelation. Chosen one, shaman. This is the shift from striving to stepping, from waiting to walking, from hoping to holding. And in the next segment, we will go even deeper into the precise moment where heaven transitions you from signs into supernatural acceleration, when things begin to move quickly, unexpectedly, and undeniably in your favor. Chosen ones. As we go deeper, we now arrive at the moment where heaven shifts you from signs into acceleration, the phase where everything begins moving faster than your mind can fully process. Chosen one, Bam. This is the sacred transition where God no longer whispers, prepare, but begins to declare, proceed. And when heaven says proceed, everything that once resisted you begins to cooperate with destiny. Acceleration is the unmistakable evidence of divine timing. Chosen one. You may have already begun to sense it. Days feel shorter. Ideas come quicker. Opportunities appear suddenly. Clarity arrives without effort. Everything in your life begins to align in ways that feel too strategic, too purposeful, too exact to be random. This is not chaos. This is not coincidence. This is divine order gaining speed. I've lived through this kind of acceleration before. There were seasons when I waited for years without seeing movement, praying, hoping, trusting. It felt like nothing was shifting. And then suddenly, in what felt like a single breath, everything opened at once. Conversations became confirmations. Old prayers resurfaced as new opportunities. The very things that seemed impossible became undeniable. And the strangest part was how peaceful it felt. That's how you know acceleration is from heaven. It carries peace, not pressure. Chosen one. That same divine momentum is rising around you now. Watch what begins to happen. People will start reaching out to you without you initiating. Opportunities will return that once rejected you. Ideas you ignored for months will suddenly demand attention. Your name will come up in rooms you've never entered. The right connections will appear with perfect timing. This is the fingerprint of acceleration. When heaven accelerates a chosen one, it does not require striving. It requires surrender. A yielded heart always moves faster than a busy one. This is why you may have felt pushed into stillness before this moment. Heaven slowed you down so it could speed you up. Chosen ones through you, acceleration also reveals something deeper. Your authority has increased. You're hearing clearer. You're seeing deeper. You're discerning faster. You're speaking with weight your spirit didn't carry before. This happens because heaven always increases authority before it increases influence. The storms you survive sharpen your instinct. The silence you endured strengthened your trust. The losses you faced purified your motives. And now, heaven says, you're ready. But hear this with reverence. Chosen one acceleration will separate you from those who refuse to move. Do not be alarmed if certain people fall away, distance themselves, or misunderstand you. Acceleration exposes misalignment. Heaven will not allow anyone or anything that contradicts your assignment to travel into your next dimension. You are not being abandoned. You are being elevated. And elevation requires editing. When God accelerates you, He removes what cannot keep up. He redirects what cannot contribute. He closes doors that would slow you down. This is divine mercy, not loss. Chosen one. Acceleration is also the season where your words become powerful. You will notice that what you speak begins to materialize faster. Thoughts become confirmations. Declarations become doors. Gratitude becomes fuel. This is the realm where heaven responds instantly to faith. Use your voice carefully in this season. Speak what aligns with destiny. Do not declare fear. Do not repeat doubt. Your words are becoming blueprints. And finally, chosen one. Acceleration doesn't just move your circumstances, it moves you. You'll feel braver, bolder, lighter, more certain, more aligned. You'll sense a divine push behind you, a current carrying you where you once had to climb. This is not instability, it is fulfillment. This is what it feels like when your life begins to match what heaven wrote. And in the next segment, we will enter the climax of this journey, the moment where acceleration leads into manifestation, where the divine transfer becomes visible, tangible, and undeniable in your life. Chosen ones. Now we step into the final arc of this prophetic journey, the place where acceleration matures into manifestation, where what was once promised begins to take visible form. Chosen one. This is the dimension where heaven stops signaling and starts delivering, where prophecy stops whispering and starts unfolding, where faith stops waiting and starts holding. Manifestation is not a dream. It is not imagination. It is the point where the invisible becomes undeniable. Chosen one. You will begin to notice the shift almost immediately. Something in your spirit will say, "This is it." Not from excitement, but from recognition, because your spirit knew this moment long before your mind understood it. Manifestation does not arrive loudly. It arrives with a quiet certainty, like morning light softly filling a dark room. This is the season when long-delayed opportunities appear without resistance. Financial doors open with unusual ease. Relationships align that once felt impossible. Answers arrive quicker than the question. Peace settles where chaos once lived. This is the signature rhythm of manifestation. I've lived this moment before. The moment when everything heaven promised suddenly became real. Not because I pushed harder, not because I forced anything, but because heaven declared. Now, what once demanded my strength began flowing on its own. What once required effort began unfolding naturally. That's when I learned the truth. Manifestation is not earned by striving, it is received through alignment. Chosen one. Manifestation will also reveal how much you have changed. The version of you that prayed for this breakthrough is not the same version who will carry it. The waiting strengthened your faith. The wilderness deepened your wisdom. The pain purified your intentions. And the silence prepared your spirit to steward what is now arriving. Manifestation is not just about receiving blessings, it's about being transformed enough to handle them. Hear this clearly. Heaven never releases abundance where character is still unfinished. And that is why your preparation was so long, because what is coming is weighty, holy, and generational. Chosen one. When manifestation begins, your discernment becomes your greatest treasure. Not everything that shows up in this season is divine. Success attracts both angels and imitators. Favor draws both allies and opportunists. Elevation awakens both celebration and jealousy, but you will feel the truth instantly. Heaven will highlight what is for you and expose what is not. Your spirit is sharper now. Your intuition is cleaner now. Your vision is clearer now. And your peace is louder than your fears. Follow your peace. It is the compass of the manifested realm. Chosen one. Manifestation also carries a sacred responsibility. Your blessing is not only for you, it is for those connected to your assignment. It is for the people who will be healed by your obedience. It is for the future generations who will rise because you rose. This is why heaven poured oil upon your life, not to store it, but to pour it. You become a vessel of transformation. When you speak, atmospheres shift. When you move, darkness trembles. When you show up, solutions walk in with you. You are not entering a season of comfort. You are entering a season of impact. And yet, even in this greatness, heaven requires one thing: remain humble, remain teachable, remain grateful. Gratitude is the armor of the blessed. Humility is the crown of the anointed. And surrender is the key that keeps the flow open. Chosen one. Manifestation will feel like breathing for the first time after being underwater for years. You will feel lifted, aligned, and held by a presence greater than your own. Blessings will echo your prayers. Evidence will follow your declarations. Favor will trace your footsteps. And now, as we approach the closing declaration, the final commissioning, prepare your heart. Chosen one, why? Because the next word spoken will seal this journey, activate your divine transfer, and usher you fully into the promise written over your life. Chosen ones. As we step into this closing moment, let your spirit grow still and aware, because what is happening right now is not ordinary. This is not the end of a message. This is the sealing of a divine transaction. Chosen one. Heaven has witnessed your endurance, your obedience, your stretching, your surrender. And now the realm of the unseen is aligning itself with perfect precision around your destiny. You are standing inside your Kairos moment, the exact hour heaven authored for you before breath ever entered your body. This is holy ground. Chosen one. Hear this with the depth of your spirit. The supernatural transfer has already begun. The flow is active. The seal is open. Time and destiny are bending in your favor. What resisted you will now yield. What hid from you will now reveal itself. What was locked is now under divine command to open. You are stepping across the threshold from waiting into witnessing, from prophecy into proof, from promise into possession. I declare over you now, may the light of divine wisdom surround your decisions. May supernatural provision find your hands without striving. May the oil of boldness rest upon your voice. May the doors assigned to your calling open swiftly and securely. May every seed you sowed in silence return with multiplied evidence. May your steps be guided, guarded, and confirmed by heaven's peace. Chosen one. Your spirit is rising into a new frequency, one that carries authority, clarity, and acceleration. You are no longer moving by effort. You are moving by anointed momentum. Heaven is commissioning you to walk as one who is sealed, chosen, and sent. So remain faithful, protect your peace, guard your atmosphere, walk softly before God, but boldly before destiny. Gratitude will anchor you, humility will protect you, expectancy will prepare you. And now, chosen one, I commission you, go forth as a carrier of divine evidence. Go forth as the vessel through which heaven will release restoration, abundance, and clarity to others. Go forth knowing you are not walking toward prophecy. You are walking as the fulfillment of prophecy. If this word has ignited something inside you, speak it aloud or write it in faith. I receive the seal. Share this message so another chosen one may awaken to their appointed hour. Your Kairos moment is here. Walk into it with holy confidence. Heaven goes before you.